Here we are right now. We have entered a PriceLine 2016 trade. Now, we did this trade 1 year ago, and I want to go back 1 year ago, January, and we're going to be talking about the PriceLine options right now. And we're going to talk about where that 1300 area up here was a resistance here on this chart, which is a daily, and that we have broke below the 20-day simple moving average. And remember, this is all the market. This is the public market. This is what they look at. It's not what you look at. So let's just keep the facts clear that the put options on Priceline, once again, back year to back, is acting very nicely. And I will show you why right now. We know that 200-day simple moving average is where we had the bigger part of the 2-day breakdown in the market maker trading applications that we use. And not only that, once again, the put options are paying, and here's why. Priceline on this weekly, it started to fall through all these key weekly moving averages, and that's why we keep buying puts on it. And you can see over here, the top, the page right here, that's the price. And down here was 100-week moving average, this line right here, and he undercuts it. And then there's a gap between those two. And this is the second day of year 2016. So for the new market maker enrollees as market makers with live markets daily with the firm, well, let's get together and here's your moving averages on a weekly that Priceline is violating. Here we're taking a look at the monthly chart on Priceline, and how nice that the monthly 10 monthly moving average at 1247, it broke down below it in the body of the price, with today being another great shorting day, again making money on those reversals when they get expanded. Today's volatility in price on Priceline as a market maker was 57.77. And this is a monthly chart right here. And that's what we're going to be dealing with. Right there is that 20-month moving average at 1212.25. And then a 1247.9 on the blue line, which is a 10 month. And basically, when we really take a look at the public model, we have had a great time with markets and how things were happening. And Priceline last year, once again, it made all of the highs versus lows in the name. But we do have a couple of option trades um, that, we can go straight back here. We can say, well, all right, let's just say it's going to be right there, this diagonal line that I just drew for all our new people. And once again, why did Priceline continue its mathly spiral going down in value, A minus, and breaking the monthly moving averages, and the monthly support does hold here at the time being. But if we get any gap up and gap open down tomorrow, uh, this one would be one that will gap down, and it can go a lot further. So when we're making markets, we're making market both ways in Priceline. We're going to visit Priceline. Here's the $20 point move in Priceline right here. So basically, when Priceline was above the marketplace, my friends, my new market makers, the 1350 on that monthly level is where it started, which makes this whole monthly more aggressive as far as hitting right above the 1200 mark today. Let's take a look at the Priceline chart one more time. Here you go. The high was 1247. PriceLine's range was $46. That's how you make a market. That's how you start looking at the calls and the puts. And we're going to show you a complete order entry level of options that we had got. Here's the 1290 put right here, a 115. It's a monthly. But look at now. It's up $30 today. But this was a lot lower. And the call side, because it's so deep in the money, the call side right here, look at here, 650, and it got marked down to $1.96. This 1290 call, and today is 3:44 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, the date 1/5/2006, and Happy New Year's, everybody. So the good New Year is that the low is $1.96. So he gapped that down, and so the bull side of that entry that they were holding, these were the calls that lost their values, and they went down. There wasn't a lot of volume trading, but let me just tell you something right now. We do control volume. So the 1290 call was in the money, all right? So here we go. Check this one out, guys and girls. Uh, these contracts still have plus $26, no matter how you look at it. And a lot of people have been taught how to be the only person in the volume. We're going to show this 1270 put uh, that had a decent day. Um, Zero volume, and there doesn't have to be any volume, just you. And you could have been the only volume in this, and then you would actually be contracting this side of the market on the ask in price, so that we know that part. Um, One of the other ones that we really wanted to look at was this 1/8, which the 1/8s landed down here, and the 15s and the 129s. So basically, on these various different pricing levels, which is a market maker level in there, we do have a way of telling everybody right now that if the price is to gap down tomorrow, and let's say um, right now, it's after the market closes, but let's throw in this is a PriceLine call option. And so there was a lot of money taken out of that 1190 call, and we want to keep a reference to that. And another thing that we want to do is go down to, look at this right here, 1187.5 call. And that one there is below the marketplace. Now let's take a look here. Let's get this one in here. This is going to be the PriceLine options that have a strike of 1187.5 right here. We're going to be looking at those. As a market maker, we get to look at a lot of scenarios and take a look at the different balance. And I'm doing all of this live, you guys. Here's the 1185 call that I'm going to throw in here on PriceLine. And I'm also going to throw in the short term. I'm going to throw in the pricing level in here, 1/8 of 111.75. So 1,175 points. And here's the bid and the ask. There's the high. That is the range. That one there is a very important one. So, we're still deep in the money. That's the 1175 call. And we're not done. So I'm going to go over here. I'm going to buy this put option right now. And now that I've done that, here's what I am going to do, just to show you what you have to know. And I'm going to put a daily chart of the option, and the ones that we're looking at. That was 11. Let's start with the 1290 call first. Here's the stock chart right now. It's running in a big reversal. We know that. Now, let's take the 1290 call. That's still slightly in the money. And this is the call side of this market. You've never seen call charts, none of you. And you should, for that reason, right away, sign up for the free 5-day trial. You don't want to miss that. Now, these are calls, and that's a 1290 call. And that is in what? What side of the money? Just so you can see here. 90 up here. So let's do this. Let's go to the 1190. Also going to bring this one over. And this is 1190 put. And what you're going to see on the daily level now is that we're inflated up here. So the better part of the movement's already gone by, and we said it would. So now, because of this, we are looking at the other side of how much premium here. This is a weekly, and it's a premium, and it's 1190 call. And they have a high at $39 print and a low 24. That's, with only 17 contracts traded. It's right here. 1.5, $39, the low is 24, and the close is 26.7. And that's a 1190 call in the money. So how much value will PriceLine keep dropping as far as here's a put option below the market? We already talked about that. That's inflated. See, the put side of the market is all inflated, and it can go more. Yes, it can. I mean, it just depends on what's going to happen. But see, these have all made their move now. And this is the put side of the market. This is the one that we called for just before we had our thing here. Holidays and whatnot. Look at the low. Look at the high. That's the 1205 put at the time. That was below the money. And here is a put. And this was one that we were talking about. We're highlighting it now. That was a 1225 put option on PriceLine. It went straight up here now. It's had a 2-day breakout as PriceLine in the equity side has done what? Here's a 1215 or 1212, a 1210 call. And this is when they wrote the contracts. So basically, what you have, my friends, is a 23 print with a 16.2. As far as this daily chart, with the volume is hardly anything. But you can be this low volume. That's what we tell you this for. And the low, the high, and guess what? 2380 on the high of the 1210 call to the low of 1150 and a close at 1620. Volume 96. And that's the price print. So once again, I cannot stress enough that this here is the 1205, and here is the 1205 call. This is the call. This call can go down lower. Um, we will know in the morning because it's a weekly. So normally we're always looking at the monthlies. But here is a 1220 put side and on PriceLine. Now listen to this. This one's gone straight up as we said it would. Now, but here's the deal. You can't stay inflated forever. Yes, these contracts can go higher than $47 right here. But they were on sale over here at $9, $10 just right in here. And then bam, you have an exit out and that's what that looks like on 1220 put. We also had the, let's just go back and visit it. Here's that 1210 call now, and option markets are closed. The timestamps are here. So once again, keep it looking at the 1212. That's another inflated contract. Okay, so there's going to be some volatility in PriceLine now on a daily level as far as price goes. Here's the 1175 weeklies. This is the range. That's not bad. 5.2, get 50 contracts. You know what I mean? So let's just take a look and see why PCLN is under the hood. And technically speaking, yes, we had a wonderful 2-day reversal in PriceLine. There is more to go. And so once again, it's been our privilege to show you what the PriceLine calls and puts, how market maker works. PriceLine closes at 1210.69. It had a $46 range, and we are masters at trading this. So we're going to get a pop off at the bottom when it's ready to go, and we can go down to 1177 on this thing. And I don't even have to look at the brain, but we can. So this is a premier volatility calls and puts with the strike prices, with charts that people have never seen. They don't see a chart on calls and puts, and you can't sit there and tell me that you do when you don't, right? So anyway, that's going to be an interesting factor, is how we come out ahead once again on a high beta stock moving $46. REGN moving. They're all moving. And this is the way it's going to be. Stay tuned. Stay tuned with the next market maker option order entry price will be given.